The second thing is I want to make some clarifications about this Pfizer shot. I'm sorry, this J&J shot.
J shot. Yes, please, please.
Because first of all the end result of all three of these shots is the development of a spike protein, for which then you develop the antibody to the spike protein that is going to exist in your body probably forever because of the B cell sensitization, and is going to wreak havoc on your health. So first and foremost, the J&J shot is no safer than the other two. And even though you're not, so in the Pfizer and the Moderna shot, you get an injection, the messenger RNA runs through the ribosomes, creates a protein. That protein goes out into your bloodstream. The body said, what the hell is that? Let's get that out of there, and creates an antibody to it. It's the antibody to the spike protein that wreaks havoc in your body. Instead of it supposed to be there ostensibly to keep you from getting sick, it doesn't, and they make it clear it doesn't. The J&J shot has an adenovirus that has that protein that's already been made, the spike protein, put inside of it. When that goes inside of your cell, it drops the protein, and then you start making antibodies to that protein. We don't know what else they admit that they have polysorbate in it. We have no idea what the quantity of the polysorbate is. I put Cindy, Cindy's my ace researcher. If she can't find it, I'm telling you, it's not out there. I started her 2 days ago in the morning. I said, Cindy, your job for the next 2 days, I want you working on anything else, is go out there and find that J&J patent. Look everywhere. Use back doors, all the different things, all the different tools that you have. Can't find it anywhere. It's not even listed on the FDA site. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be because it's not FDA approved, right? Maybe, and she couldn't find it in CBER. She went to all of the ACIP discussions, nothing was there. So we know very, very little about this shot, even less than the other two. But we do know, and I've read in one place that they use adenovirus 26, and another place I've heard they use adenovirus 5. We know that there's about 100 adenoviruses out there, and some of them tend to be oncogenic. Adenovirus 5 is one of them. 26 isn't. So which is it? We know nothing about it. And this whole thing is, well, it's only one shot, except they're already talking about the need for a second dose.
Right.
So please, people, listen to this again. Take some notes, write it down, share it with your friends. Stop asking me the same question over and over again, because I've already been through it like 8 times. I say that with love, okay? I say it with love. Is that it's not any safer. It's like, people saying, well, if I get a mercury-free flu shot, is that better? No. So it's a little better, but it's still not going to protect you and not be any good. So please, really, it's just say no. It's not, people are saying, well, I'm going to get the J&J one because that's safe. Where did you get this concept in your head that was safer because it didn't have messenger RNA in it? It has polysorbate 80. The other one has polyethylene glycol 2000, which you can develop an antibody to. And I actually spoke with Aristo Bongianni yesterday, Larry. Aristo is the head investigator on that paper that, just for everybody else, on the paper that shows the cross-reactivity. And I've known Aristo for years. In fact, the first thing he said when he picked up the phone, he goes, Dr. Tenpenny, where have you been? Because I haven't talked to him in, 20 years maybe. And so we talked a lot about, and he said that paper, he says, I've probably published over 150 papers. He said, my more popular papers will get maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5,000 reads over an extended period of time. He said, this one, he said, in the first 5 weeks it's had 38,000 views. I said, it's because it's really important work, and it's very important for what we're doing now. Thank you so much. Mm. And so, and we talked a little bit about the idea of testing people to see if they have polyethylene glycol antibodies. He said, I just took random people, and he said 15% had, and if they had the antibody, it was very high. It was very, very high. Well, if you've got a very high antibody to polyethylene glycol or polysorbate, it says right in their information, this is a contraindication to getting these shots. So we're looking into that. We're trying to figure out how we can get that information out to people. It's
Right.
not
Just
available.
like,
It's not available through Quest or LabCorp, but we may have an alternative means to do that.
just like if you have a positive antibody to a measles virus, it's contraindicated to get the measles vaccine.
Yeah.
So I want to reiterate something that Dr. T said. Please re-listen to what she said. All right? Because what she said was golden about the J&J injection, not a vaccine. It's an injection. Remember that the spike protein is synthetic. It's not the original. Should there be a SARS-CoV-2 virus, it's not the original spike protein bound to the virus, unless this is all bioengineered, which it could be. So we don't know what the properties are of the spike protein. We don't know what the cross-reactivity of this spike protein is. We don't know where it lands once it gets into the cell. We don't know if it becomes a permanent part of our genetics. And then let's talk about the adenovirus. Remember something. It is the belief of Western medicine that you do not have an organism in your body unless someone who's sick has given it to you. To inject you with an adenovirus with the assumption that you don't already have the adenovirus in your body is a massive setup for either an anaphylactic reaction and or an autoimmune reaction. Because remember, guys, the body has endogenously in the body hundreds of trillions of viral genetic materials embedded in our genes, embedded in our mitochondria, and embedded in our bacteria. And so if the body is going to see an adenovirus, which I will guarantee you most of us have already been exposed to the many of them, we are going to create massive, massive autoimmune conditions. And if you take it a step further, and for those of you who are in the boot camp, you will hear this. This is the problem with just about every vaccine, which is the potential for molecular mimicry. The body sees the viral material, the bacterial material injected, sees it as a foreign enemy, will produce an antibody against the foreign material. And if your body finds the same or similar genetic material to those microorganisms inside of us, we will attack ourselves. And if you go to the data on autoimmune diseases in the United States, it is the fastest rising medical condition of just about any chronic illness in our country. And so we are not just going to all of a sudden create autoimmune diseases. We are going to add to the many autoimmune diseases that are already amongst our population.
Yeah, I was reading something today. I was trying to find it here real quick about